Taoism, along with Confucianism and Buddhism, constitutes one of the pillars of Chinese spirituality and thought. While Confucianism focuses on social order and Buddhism on the liberation from suffering, Taoism offers a unique approach, the search for harmony with the Tao, the Wei, or the primordial force that governs the entire universe. Less a religion in the Western sense of the term, and more a philosophy of life, Taoism is an invitation to follow the natural flow of existence, to embrace simplicity, and to accept impermanence. The roots of Taoism are lost in ancient China, but its systematization is traditionally attributed to Laozi, a legendary figure who, according to tradition, is said to have lived in the 6th century BCE, contemporary with Confucius. Little is known for certain about his life. Many historians question his very existence, suggesting that Laozi might have been an epithet or a compilation of several thinkers. Regardless of his historicity, his influence is undeniable, as he is credited with the authorship of the Tao Te Ching, the classic of the way and virtue, the fundamental text of Taoism. Legend says that Laozi, disillusioned with the corruption of the court and the decline of the Zhou dynasty, decided to leave China riding a water buffalo. When he reached the western border, a guard asked him to record his wisdom before he departed into the unknown. Laozi is said to have then written the 81 poems of the Tao Te Ching in a single day, bequeathing humanity a work of unparalleled philosophical depth and poetic beauty. The text is known for its aphoristic, enigmatic, and paradoxical style, which defies linear logic and encourages intuitive understanding. Another pillar of philosophical Taoism is the Zhuangzi, a text named after its author, who lived in the 4th century BCE. Unlike the Tao Te Ching, which is more concise and mystical, the Zhuangzi is a longer and more accessible work, composed of parables, anecdotes, and dialogues that explore themes such as freedom, transformation, relativity, and the nature of knowledge. Its writing, often ironic and playful, aims to free the reader from dogmas and social conventions, inviting them to see the world from a broader perspective. Taoism is not based on a set of dogmas or on a personal deity, but on the understanding of the Tao. The word Tao is, by definition, indescribable and ineffable, as the Tao Te Ching states right in its first verse. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. It is the origin and source of all existence, the underlying principle that gives form and movement to all things, without itself having form or intention. It is the primordial void from which everything emerges and to which everything returns. Living according to the Tao is living in harmony with the natural order of the universe. Closely connected to this fundamental principle is the concept of Di, translated as virtue or power. Di is the manifestation of the Tao in a being or in a specific thing. It is the intrinsic essence that a being possesses when aligned with the natural flow of the Tao. Taoist practice seeks to cultivate and express this Di, not through rigid moral rules, but through authentic and spontaneous living. One of the most central and fascinating concepts in Taoism is Wu Wei, often translated as non-action, effortless action, or natural action. However, Wu Wei does not mean inertia or laziness. On the contrary, it is about acting without forcing, without going against the current of nature. It is the art of letting things follow their course, of acting spontaneously at the right moment, just as water flows around a rock without trying to move it. Wu Wei is the key to effectiveness and freedom, for resistance creates conflict and wastes energy, while natural flow allows goals to be reached with maximum efficiency and minimal effort. Another essential concept is Piyu, the uncarved block. It symbolizes the state of original simplicity and purity before being corrupted by education, social conventions, and artificial ambitions. Piyu represents our intrinsic, unaltered nature, the pure potential that resides within each of us. The quest for Piyu is a return to innocence and spontaneity, an unlearning of everything imposed upon us in order to rediscover our true essence. The famous Yin and Yang symbol also has its roots in Chinese philosophy and is fundamental to Taoism. It symbolizes the duality and interdependence of all forces in the universe. Yin represents the feminine, darkness, cold, and the passive. Yang represents the masculine, light, heat, and the active. They are not opposing forces, but complementary and inseparable. The curved line in the center of the symbol shows that one force flows into the other, and the small dot of the opposite color on each side indicates that each contains the seed of the other. This interdependence is the basis of universal balance, and the Taoist seeks to maintain this balance in all aspects of life. It is important to distinguish between philosophical Taoism, which focuses on the teachings of the Tao Te Ching and the Zhuangzi as a way of life, and religious Taoism, which developed over the centuries and incorporates rituals, practices, and a vast pantheon. The transition from philosophical to religious Taoism began around the 2nd century CE, with the emergence of the School of the Celestial Masters. This school was founded by Zhang Daoling, who, according to tradition, is said to have received revelations from a deified Laozi, now venerated as the celestial lord of the Tao. This institution established a priestly hierarchy, temples and rituals for healing, exorcising demons, and seeking immortality. Throughout history, religious Taoism branched into various schools and sects, each with its own beliefs and practices. The Supreme Purity School and the Numinous Treasure School developed elaborate rituals and a sophisticated cosmology, while the Complete Reality School in the 12th century sought to unify Taoism with elements of Confucianism and Buddhism. The emphasis on internal practice, such as meditation and internal alchemy, became central to the pursuit of longevity and spiritual immortality. The main goal of Taoism is not the afterlife, but longevity and harmony in this life, through the nurturing of the 3 treasures of existence: Jing, essence; Qi, vital energy; and Shen, spirit. Meditation is a fundamental practice to calm the mind, focus energy, and achieve clarity. There are various forms, from simple sitting in forgetfulness, which seeks to empty the mind of thoughts, to more complex practices involving visualization and the circulation of qi through the body. Neidan, or internal alchemy, is a system of practices that aims to transform the body's energies to achieve longevity and spiritual immortality through breathing exercises, postures, and visualizations. Chinese martial arts, such as Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong, are deeply rooted in Taoist principles. Tai Chi, for example, is a moving meditation that embodies Yin and Yang principles, combining softness with firmness and fluidity with grounding. Qigong, meaning cultivation of vital energy, consists of a set of movements and breathing exercises designed to strengthen qi and promote health. The influence of Taoism on Chinese culture is omnipresent. Traditional Chinese medicine, with its understanding of meridians, qi, and the importance of balance between yin and yang, is inseparable from Taoist thought. Taoism also shaped art, literature, and philosophy. Taoist painters sought to capture the essence of the natural landscape, not its literal depiction. Their paintings of mist-covered mountains and winding rivers reflect the pursuit of emptiness, simplicity, and union with nature. Taoist poetry celebrates rural life, solitude, and the freedom of the soul. Taoism also influenced Chinese calligraphy, music, and cuisine. Its ethics of moderation and simplicity, emphasis on natural ingredients, and respect for seasonality are present in traditional gastronomy. Taoist architecture, with its temples in harmony with the natural landscape and preference for simple, unrefined materials, reflects the same principles. The relationship between Taoism and Confucianism, although seemingly opposite, is in fact complementary, like yin and yang. While Confucianism offers the rules for society and order, Taoism provides the outlet for individual life and freedom. Chinese society found balance between Confucian morality in the public domain and Taoist spontaneity in private life. The relationship with Buddhism is more complex, but also one of deep mutual influence. When Buddhism arrived in China, its concepts of emptiness were often explained using Taoist terminology. Chan Buddhism, known as Zen in Japan, was particularly influenced, adopting Taoism's emphasis on meditation, intuition, and direct experience of truth, rather than complex texts and rituals. Today, Taoism remains a living force in China and in many parts of the world. Although religious Taoism has declined in popularity, the philosophical principles of Taoism continue to resonate. Its emphasis on simplicity, sustainability, holistic health, and harmony with nature is more relevant than ever. In the hectic and stressful modern age, Taoist philosophy offers a path to inner peace, acceptance, and the rediscovery of our authentic nature.